Tuesday, the 2nd of October, rainy and cloudy. Dear Diary, sigh. I'm going to visit a person with epilepsy tomorrow. I'm a bit nervous about it. Epilepsy is a neurological disorder that cannot be cured, so it's such an inconvenience for them. I could not even bear the thought of having this disorder for life. Imagine, a seizure a day? That surely makes your quality of life consistently low every day. I think I'd rather die happy than to be tormented like this every single day. And how would other people think of you? They think you're crazy and do not want to communicate and interact with you, right? So, how can you make friends when you're discriminated by the society? People would only think that you're insane and abnormal. But what happens when you have seizures? I'm actually quite curious to know. Well, it's not really a common disease in Hong Kong. I only know that they will faint easily and have white bubbles in their mouth. Sigh, I'm so confused. I'm heading to sleep now in case I couldn't wake up tomorrow.
Following my experience with the patient, I remembered that because of epilepsy, there are a lot of physical difficulties that she encounters every day, which could be quite limiting. She is always dizzy and nervous and has to avoid radiation. Her life is quite different from any normal person. Believe it or not, she seldom uses the computer and mobile phone. She could only text for 15 minutes maximum per day. As technology advances, she cannot catch up with the latest electronic gadgets. Some people may think that she is old-fashioned and not following the trend, but the fact is her neurological disorder really limits her. She has never been to a concert before, as flashlight and strong light irritates her. She also has to be extra conscious on the street, as she has to avoid the bright advertising neon lights. Whenever seizures occur, she would fall down all of a sudden, with no cramps, staying unconscious for about a minute. Even though it lasts for only 1 minute, it is enough to make her feel exhausted throughout the day. She cannot move vigorously. She is actually really grateful to have people that are supportive and loving to help her endeavor through the most difficult times in life. Her father keeps her chin up and helps her think optimistically. He comforts her whenever she feels unhappy, and he encouraged her to pursue studying so as to help her discover her true interest and passion. As for her mother, who is a healthcare worker, she teaches her how to protect herself when she breaks out, such as avoid bumping into objects so that potential injuries can be avoided. Her husband could not accept this fact at first, as he feels that he is obligated to take care of her for the rest of her life. But as time progresses, he gradually accepted this fact and is willing to take care of her. He uses a Chinese medical way to do first aid on her whenever emergencies happen. However, she feels stressful whenever she has a family gathering, as her siblings have no empathy about her condition. She would make up excuses in order to avoid family occasions every time she knows they will be there. Due to the quick working pace in Hong Kong, some of the doctors are actually quite poor. They are usually very busy and the consultation time is only about 5 minutes each time. She does not have the chance to know more about her neurological disorder even if she wanted to, as he could only give her limited information during such a short period of time. They do not have a holistic understanding about her disorder, and they just add to the prescription each time. There was a time when she fell down due to a seizure. She was ignored on the streets and sent to the emergency room. However, when she saw the doctor, she only got prescribed with more medication, but the conditions and causes of her disorder remains unknown. The side effects of the medication are also quite severe, as her memory gets poorer every time and she is constantly tired. At times, her brain could not even control her hands voluntarily. However, she is extremely grateful to have a passionate attending physician. She started getting really stressed out when it was confirmed that she had the disorder. It feels as if she is the burden of her family and her life is hopeless and full of fear. So, she decided to engage in activities of the Rehabilitation Center of Epilepsy, as she wanted to have more support and gain acceptance from others so as to enrich her life. She was taught to express her feelings through drawing. There was a memorable picture that she painted, which uses pink, her favorite color, as the background color, and the black spot in the center represented the disease, epilepsy. It conveys the message that she could still live a normal, happy life, even with the disorder, as there are still large areas of pink she could focus on. From her disorder, she has realized that everyone has their own imperfections, as nobody is perfect, and we all have our own flaws. She has learned to be grateful for what she has now, and she started believing in God. At the beginning, she did not accept him. But gradually, she discovered that God is always by her side, assisting her through times of trouble and distress. She is able to walk and take care of herself instead of lying in bed all day, living a dull and repetitive life. There was a time when she felt dizzy while walking across the zebra crossing. Luckily, she was able to arrive the other side of the road safely, or else she would have crashed into a car. Once, she nearly drowned when swimming as her epilepsy broke out suddenly. Luckily, her husband arrived at the swimming pool just in time to rescue her. Looking back, all these incidents seem so surreal. They are truly God's miracle. Also, she thinks that she is really fortunate to have a supportive family and friends, as her friend, who is also suffering from epilepsy, is not as lucky. She had a marriage breakdown a while ago, and this certainly affects her mental health. In the past, she would always blame and scold her parents as the reason that she has epilepsy. However, she realized that her disorder is not related to her parents. So she has learned to love and appreciate them more, as she thinks every single parent would be happy to be around a daughter who is affectionate and loving. Family members are the people who would always have her back during times of difficulty. She has also learned to live life in a more cheerful way, as being depressed constantly would worsen her condition. She now takes epilepsy as a challenge in human life rather than a disaster. This was definitely a truly remarkable and thought-provoking experience for all of us. We have learned to stay strong under all circumstances, and we should never complain about our flaws and feel that we will never be as good as other people, as our imperfections make us who we are. Even for people with physical disabilities, it does not mean that you cannot live a fruitful and meaningful life, as they just live their life a bit different from normal people. They can still enjoy their life and make the most out of it. We have also learned to cherish our lives and live in the moment, as nothing will always happen out of our expectations. We should enjoy the time spent with our loved ones instead of moaning and scolding them. We should never treat people as tools to reach our aims, since it will only make you feel guilty and painful. We should never procrastinate and feel defeated whenever we encounter obstacles, as that is the nature of life, and there are a lot of people that are under poorer circumstances. From what the patient has said, she has gradually learned to accept her disorder and live life in a more optimistic way, treating epilepsy as a challenge for her instead of a disability, not blaming her parents about it when she knew that her disorder is not due to her parents, and her parents are always the ones who would give her unconditional support, warmth, and love. After the visit, we also realized that mental support is extremely essential for the patients with neurological disorders, as it makes them realize that someone is willing to care about them and they are not alone. This makes them feel accepted in the society instead of being discriminated and singled out. If possible, we should also make an effort to assist those in need in the society after we graduate.